Are you someone applying for scholarships and don't know how to write a motivation letter? And you have been searching the internet to find out the best possible template of a motivation letter? What if I teach you today how to write your own motivation letter so that you don't need to copy someone else's expression of interest like before? Hi, this is Dr. Bookworm back with another video. So before starting the video, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, do hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you can receive regular updates regarding scholarships, fellowships, internships, and exchange programs abroad. So today we will be talking about how to write your own letter of motivation that could win you a scholarship, an exchange program, or a fellowship. So before talking about the letter of motivation, it is very important to understand the type of letters that someone could require you to award you a particular scholarship, exchange program, or fellowship. So there are mainly four types of letters that can be required from you as an applicant. First of them is a cover letter. The second of them is a personal statement. Third is the statement of purpose, and the fourth one is the letter of motivation. So we will use the deductive reasoning process to figure out one by one and eliminate each of these categories to reach the exact theme of letter of motivation. So first of all, if I talk about the cover letter, a cover letter is a very formal expression of your interest towards a particular job position. So when a PhD position is announced, if they are requiring you to write a cover letter, it means that you are giving your expression of interest to be considered for that particular post. So mostly in the official job descriptions, they require a cover letter. So you will write the description of the project or the title of the project on the top, and then you will try to prove that how you are a suitable candidate for that particular position. So it is a very formal letter and you always use the formal language. Your point of focus is your previous experience and your skill set that relates to that particular job position. So this is all about the cover letter. Then we are moving towards the personal statement and statement of purpose. So if we compare both of these, a personal statement would be something that revolves around you as a person. So the point of focus here would be you as a person. So you will be describing your attributes, your characteristics, your values that are important for that particular scholarship or exchange program. A personal statement is mostly asked when you are applying for exchange programs. So because exchange program is meant to find out the right ambassador for a particular country, for a particular culture, so they look forward to people who can present their self in a very good manner. So they would be looking for the characteristics like you are good as a team builder, you have the leadership skills, you are good in adapting to new culture, you want to learn new languages, want to explore new countries. So a personal statement would revolve around your personal characteristics as the name suggests. Then the statement of purpose. Here the point of focus would be your purpose to join a particular position, to apply for a particular scholarship, or to get a particular fellowship. So you will be focused more about telling your purpose of joining that particular position and how it is going to change your life. So it will revolve around the purpose, unlike the personal statement which revolve around the person or the characteristics of the person. Then the fourth letter is the letter of motivation. So statement of purpose and letter of motivation are pretty close to each other in the concept and in the theme. So letter of motivation is something that is used to give your expression of motivation towards joining a particular program. So if a scholarship or a job position or a PhD position is requiring you to write a letter of motivation, what they are actually asking you to answer. So they are actually asking you to answer four questions. So first question would be why you are interested in that particular country where you are applying. The second question would be why this scholarship. There are several scholarships across the globe, why you are interested in that particular program or scholarship to pursue your higher degree. Then the third question is why this project, or why this lab, or why this supervisor. So you need to relate yourself with the position and prove that you are the right candidate for that particular position. And the fourth question you need to answer is what if they award you this particular scholarship or a position? What will be your future, how it is going to shape your future, and how you are going to be beneficial for the country in which you are applying. Or if you are returning back after the degree, then you should mention how you are going to shape the future of your country from where you belong, what you are bringing down to the table after completion of that program. So if you answer these four questions successfully in your letter of motivation, your letter of motivation would be an award-winning letter. So whenever you are claiming about your future targets, make sure that if the scholarship is having a condition of returning to your home country, you always relate that to your home country. So you can write that I will benefit my society or my home country in these manners. And if the scholarship does not have that restriction or condition to come back to your home country, then you can also say that in a global perspective, or in that perspective of that particular country where you are applying, that I will bring these benefits to the country after completion of my program. Then there is another question that arises in the mind of students while writing a letter of motivation, that what is the ideal length of the letter of motivation. So if I talk about generally, the letter of motivation should be a one-pager letter. So nobody is interested in reading a lot of content, so they are having hundreds of applications, and it is not possible for the assessors to go through a lot of material in one go, and it will decrease the interest of the reader. Whenever the length is increased, the interest is decreased unless you have written it flawlessly. So to avoid this lack of interest from the reader, you should restrict it to one page. Or if you have a lot of experience or a lot of things to tell, then you can go to 1.5 page on maximum, but you should always try to keep it to one page. So, and if the scholarship also mentions the word limit for the letter of motivation, let's suppose you are applying for an exchange program that requires you to write a letter of 250 words, make sure you abide by that restriction. 250 words means that you can write 249 words, but you cannot write 251 words. If you write 251 words, it doesn't make a big difference, but it does make a big difference on the other hand. So the reader would judge you and your sense of responsibility. If you cross that limit, they would say that we have mentioned the clear instructions and this candidate is not even able to follow that instructions. So that gives a negative impact. So make sure if you have a word limit, you should abide by that word limit, and you should stay under that word limit, not over that. So being under the word limit is fine. If you're writing a letter of 240 words, that's fine. 230 words, that's also fine. But if you are crossing the upper limit, making it 251 onwards, that's a bit problematic. Then we will talk about how to write your motivation letter, where to start, what is the exact process, how to proceed writing your motivation letter. So as a writer, as a content writer, I have been working and writing since a lot of years. So what I would advise to a young writer is always to bring your ideas down on the paper. So the first step to writing a very good stuff is to start writing. So first of all, you need to draft your ideas on paper, whatever ideas you have in your mind, whatever answers you want to give in those 4 questions that I have told you, write it down. So you can write either in the form of keywords, you can write it properly in the form of sentences, or you can create a flowchart. Like in biological sciences, we used to create flowcharts. Flowcharts is the best way of writing your ideas down on the paper. So once you have all your ideas on the paper, you will be able to bring something good out of it, and the chances of missing some points would be decreased if you have everything on paper. The second step would be to structure those ideas to create a story. So whenever you have a number of good ideas, the second step would be to arrange them properly, that which idea should come first and which should come next, to create a cohesive and concise story to make a letter of motivation. The third step would be to review that letter yourself. So you should read and reread that letter. Whenever you read something again, you find a mistake or a new idea to improve that writing. So reviewing process is very important. First of all, you should review yourself and rewrite the letter again to minimize the mistakes or flaws that you have identified. Then the fourth step is to bring that letter to an expert and get his review. So you can always approach the alumni of particular scholarships, or you can approach a scholarship expert to get his review or remarks on your letter of motivation. So getting the remarks is very important, because sometimes what happens is that you cannot identify a mistake or a flaw because you are writing it from a student perspective. But when a third person or an expert is reading that argument, he would have something new to add to it. So a third person perspective is very important to improve your writing. So always remember this 4 words rule, that is DSRR. D for drafting. Whatever ideas you have in your mind, draft them in the form of paper. Then S, which means structure, to structure your argument, to bring your ideas into a proper sequential story so that it keeps the interest of the reader and every second point aligns and connects with the first point you have discussed. Then review and rewrite. So you should review it yourself, reread again, and improve whatever mistakes you have found or whatever improvements you could possibly implement. Then bring that document to an expert, an alumni or a scholarship expert, and get his remarks, and then based on those remarks improve your writing. So this is a very good way to start writing your letter of motivation. So if you are in a process of writing your letter of motivation, I'm always there to help you. If you want to share your letter of motivation with me and get my remarks on your letter, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn and share your document with me, and I will definitely try to find out time to give you the remarks to improve your letter of motivation. So with that, if you are applying for the scholarships, best of luck, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So this is Dr. Bookworm signing off. Thank you.